Russia went to war with the Ottoman Empire in 1877. They got close to the Ottoman capital of Constantinople, and although they weren't doing so well, they had most of the leverage for peace. So when the Treaty of San Stefano, or the preliminary treaty of peace between Turkey and Russia, was signed at San Stefano, Constantinople on March 3, 1878, the Russians got to decide most of the details. This video will summarize that treaty and the later Treaty of Berlin, so it's going to be not for everybody, but I think it's important to make, and I wanted to make it. The Treaty of San Stefano forced the Ottoman Empire to recognize the independence of the principalities of Montenegro, Serbia, and Romania, which were previously under Ottoman rule, at least legally. It created the Principality of Bulgaria from Ottoman territory, which would be autonomous and pay tribute to the Ottoman Empire. Bulgaria would have a good deal of Russian influence in it. Oh, and it would absolutely be ginormous, because it was given mostly land with a Bulgarian majority in it, or people who at the time were seen as Bulgarians, such as modern Macedonians. All forts in the land handed over to the Slavic nations in Romania would be destroyed, and no more forts could be built on the Danube. No warships could also sail in the areas of the Danube controlled by Romania, Bulgaria, and Serbia, except for police vessels for some reason, which come on, this isn't America we're talking about. And Russia would gain some land in Caucasia. Ottoman Muslim business and property owners who owned property in the lands given up by the Ottomans would have to use third parties to run them, or something would happen. I'm not sure, but I assume they'd be sold. I know in Bulgaria's case they were supposed to be sold at least. The Ottomans had to give more equality across their empire, which is partly why the war with Russia started in the first place, since they were not an equal empire at all. They would have to pay Russia and Romania a lot of money, and or trade some land to Dobruja. Not Dobruja, Dobruja. Or something like that. Which Russia would then have the right to trade to Romania for southern Bessarabia. For some reason, Turkey would have to consider giving Persia a Kotor. I have no idea why. The Dardanelles and Bosphorus Straits would have to stay open during times of war for merchant vessels going to and from Russia, and lastly, things would have to go back to normal between Turkey and Russia. That's mostly all that's important to us now. I don't know if you've noticed, but this treaty is very one-sided, which peace treaties usually are, but this one was especially so in Russia's favor. It gave a good deal of land to Russia and Serbia, doubled the land of Montenegro, and recreated the ancient state of Bulgaria with a lot of land that was suspiciously close to Constantinople and other important cities in the Ottoman Empire, and this Bulgarian state, as I said, would have a lot of Russian influence in it. So the great powers of Europe, namely Austria-Hungary and Great Britain, saw this and weren't happy because it was a threat to peace in Europe, and also a threat to their influence in the Balkans. But I guess not everybody can be so noble. A lot of politics happened, but in the end a conference was held at Berlin a few months later, and after the Treaty of San Stefano was signed, and on July 13th, 1878, the Treaty of Berlin, or the mouthful of a name, the treaty between Great Britain, Germany, Austria, France, Italy, Russia, and Turkey for the settlement of affairs in the East, was signed. In this treaty it was decided that Bulgaria would lose most of her land and would be split into two, the Principality of Bulgaria and the province of Eastern Rumelia, which the latter would be an autonomous province in the Ottoman Empire with a Christian governor-general, though everyone knew the split would not last very long. One politician, I can't remember his name, but I want to say Gladstone, said the disunion wouldn't last 7 years, which it barely did. Bulgaria would stay under a Russian provisional commissionary government until an organic law, basically a constitution, was written up, and a prince who was of no ruling dynasty or Russian descent was picked by the Bulgarian people and approved of by the Ottoman Empire and the great powers. This would end up being Alexander von Battenberg/Hartenau. Montenegro was given less land, and what Serbia was given was moved eastward to the land Bulgaria had lost. Most of what was stated in the Treaty of San Stefano stayed the same here. Most of the differences between the treaties is that Bulgaria, and by extent Russia, were given less power, and Austria-Hungary was given more power in the Balkan region. The Ottomans would give Russia a little less land in Caucasia, and Batumi would become a free merchant port. The Turks would protect the Armenians and Circassians from the Kurds, and had decided between the signings of the two treaties to cede Kotor to Persia. Again, I don't know why. Austria-Hungary occupied Bosnia and Herzegovina, while the Ottomans continued to administrate the Sanjak and Novi Pazar. Also, the Austrians annexed the commune of Spica, modern Sutomor, which I've never heard anyone talk about or even seen on a map, and I find very interesting, but I can't find anything about it besides it's in the treaty. Again, that's mostly what's important to us, though much more happened in the treaties. I just picked what I thought was important. If you're curious, I really suggest you read the treaties yourselves. Both treaties are very important. The Treaty of Berlin heavily shaped the modern Balkans, and if it weren't for these treaties being signed, the second and being implemented, for the most part at least, then it probably would have taken longer for a Bulgarian state to be formed. There could have possibly been more April Uprising-like events in Bulgaria, and more atrocities could have been committed against the Bulgarian people, and the Slavic people in general in the Balkans. The treaties caused a lot more long-lasting tension in the Balkans, especially the Treaty of San Stefano, which gave Bulgaria and irredentist even more claim to Macedonia and other regions of the Balkans. Plus, if it weren't for these treaties, the Balkan Wars, the crimes that came with them, and the World Wars may not have happened, if you stretch things a little bit. This video was fun to make, especially the maps which I made for it myself. If you enjoyed the video summarizing the treaties, then let me know in the comments, and tell me some more treaties you'd like summarized, and I'll try to do them if I can find some transcripts of the treaties in online or in a book. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and goodbye. Have a nice day. Wow.